You want to find NFT projects similar to the Bored Apes or the CryptoPunks in its early days so that you can later sell them for millions of dollars, and you're unsure on how to do so. G'day guys, it's Slack here, and in this video we'll be going over the exact strategy on how to find the best untapped NFT collections in its early stages before any masses get into it. This is a perfect video for a complete beginner who wants to 10x or 100x their investments. Now let's get into the value. So the first strategy to find upcoming NFT collections or NFT drops is to go onto this website called rarity.tools. So as you guys can see, we're currently on the homepage for rarity.tools. This is a great website for you guys to research into before you buy any NFT drops. So on this website, the first thing which you need to be doing is going ahead and click on upcoming option on the top. And as you can see, this page comes up with upcoming NFT drops in the month of October. So this is basically the NFT drops which are happening in the current month. And as you can see, the collections on the top are always featured. And you can see this is the floor price for this specific collection. And you can see the total quantity of NFT drops that would occur. It also shows you the time in your local time zone. One tip just for you guys is to actually go ahead and research further into these featured collections, because they might seem quite attractive to you, but most of them are actually scams. And from my personal experience, whenever I've actually bought one of the NFTs from these featured ones, they haven't turned out to be so well. So the reason being, these developers have actually paid rarity.tools to be on the top of this website or the search result. So make sure guys, you don't just buy any of the collections which are featured, just do your own due diligence, which I'll show you what to do. So as you guys can see, these were all the NFT drops which occurred yesterday. This over here shows you the minting price for that one specific NFT, and it shows you the total amount of NFT drops that occurred and the time it happened. And so what you guys need to be doing is going through this page and looking for a unique NFT collection or something that stands out. So what you need to do is look for, cool projects, something, which is unique. The artwork is great. So now let's go ahead and look for any upcoming drops. As you can see, these are basically all the collection which will have an NFT drop today. So let's just take a look at this bullish llama. So the first thing which you guys should be looking at is actually going on to the website for this collection and just making sure whether the website is fully operational, seeing who the creators are, who the developers are, just going through the website, making sure everything is working, going through the roadmap just to see whether everything is, if it's a copy paste roadmap or not, because what you'll see is most of these PFP collections will basically have same standard roadmaps which are copied across from one collection to another. So make sure you go through their roadmap just to see there is something unique. So this is a roadmap for this bullish llama NFT collection. This looks fairly good to me. So another thing which you guys should be checking out is actually the team behind that NFT drop. So as you can see, this is basically all the people who are part of this bullish llama squad. So this is basically the person. One tip I would have is I would actually prefer that all of these founders have their Twitter handles or some sort of their social media links, so that we can actually go ahead and just to see their experience in the NFT space. As there are a lot of scammers in this space, so you want to make sure you double check all of this information. In this case, it looks good to me because of the fact there's quite a few team members. So the second thing which you guys should be checking is actually their Twitter handles. So let's just click on the Twitter link and see how many followers they have, what sort of posts they're putting up, how often they are posting. So as you can see, this specific collection or this specific Twitter handle has 6,400 followers, which is fairly good. And as you can see, they have been regularly putting up tweets. So this was done for 23 minutes ago. This was done 40 minutes ago. So as you guys can see, the social media team of this collection is quite active on their Twitter handles. They're going ahead and posting on a regular basis, which is a good sign for us. Finally, you guys should also become a part of their community on Discord just to see how the community operates, whether there's any sort of criticism or there's any sort of pain points amongst the community and how the developers are addressing them. So you guys should actually be verifying all of this information. So let's just go ahead onto this page over here and click on the Discord link. And as you can see, the Discord group already has 11,000 members, which is fairly good. I would say you shouldn't go for anything below 10,000 when it comes to members. So let's just click on accept invite. And as you guys can see, we're currently on the Discord community for this specific NFT drop. You guys should actually be going through all of these different channels, reading all the information, seeing what the community is all about, what they're talking about. You guys should actually participate in this main chat, just see basically the whole vibes and what the people have to say. Finally, the last thing which you guys need to take a look at when it comes to projects on rarity.tools is that the ones which have been released already. So you guys shouldn't be going for any projects which were released 2 or 3 days ago but haven't been minted completely yet. So what this basically means is that there is not enough demand for that specific collection for it to be actually be minted out. Because from my experience, all of the great NFT collections get minted out within 15 to 20 minutes. So if there's any collection which was released, for example, yesterday and is available on OpenSea, then you guys shouldn't really be minting that specific collection. Now let's move on to strategy number 2, checking out Twitter for the latest NFT drops. So if you guys don't know already, Twitter is actually a great tool for you guys to research into different upcoming NFT drops, as the NFT community on Twitter is quite active and they engage quite a lot. So something that I did was actually I went ahead and created a brand new Twitter account, and then I followed hashtag NFT. In that way, all the upcoming latest news about NFT drops and NFT sale prices started coming up on my newsfeed. And once all of those NFT posts came along, I started following people who had some sort of knowledge of what they were talking about and made sense about the whole NFT space. So your focus on Twitter should be to actually follow people who are putting a lot of valuable content. Secondly, you should also be using Twitter to find upcoming artists and their new upcoming drops, as most of the developers for these NFT collections actually post about their collections early in its days on Twitter, and many of these big Twitter handles actually repost them, and that's how all this hype is created about this project. Twitter is actually one of the best tools to find NFT collections which has a lot of hype around it because of all the retweets that occur within the NFT community. So I'll give you an example of one of the most recent NFT drop that occurred last week which had heaps of hype around that project. So this project was actually called Mechaverse. So this project had actually gained 100,000 Discord members even before the pre-sale or even before you were allowed to mint this NFT. And only 8,000 of them actually got their hands on a Mechaverse. And guess what the floor price of this Mechaverse collection was 2 days after being released? It was well over 8 Ethereum. So if you guys want to find NFT collections which have a lot of hype around them, Twitter is the best place for you guys to look into. And finally, with Twitter, make sure that you guys follow quality people instead of quantity. So instead of following 1,000 people or talking about NFTs, you should focus on following 200 people. But these 200 people should be of good quality and should know what they're talking about. This can be people such as Vincent Vando or Cyberpunk5129. But if you haven't already, go ahead and create a new Twitter account to stay updated with all the NFT news. Now let's take a look at strategy number 3. To find great NFT collections in its early days, you guys should actually be going through statistics on OpenSea. So what I basically mean is that you guys should be going through the activity tab on OpenSea quite regularly to see which NFT collections are being sold quite rapidly and the ones which have the most Ethereum being traded. So what this basically means is that if the Ethereum volume of this NFT collection being traded is high, that basically means more and more people are actually buying and selling this NFT collection, which basically means this collection is in high demand, meaning it will be a good buy at least in the short term for you guys. Also, when it comes to going through activity on OpenSea, make sure that you don't buy anything which is overinflated or overvalued, because it won't be a great buy in the long term. Finally, you guys should be staying away from NFT drops which are being sold at a loss. So let's just say this NFT was sold for 0.5 Ethereum 1 month ago and someone has listed it for sale for 0.2 ETH. So what this basically means is that this person is selling their NFT at a loss of 0.3 Ethereum. Whenever I personally see scenarios like this, I actually tend to stay away from that NFT collection, because no one would actually sell their NFT in the right mindset at a loss. So there might be something wrong with that project, or there might be something fishy going on in the background, you never know. With the amount of rug pulls that occur in this NFT space, you gotta be really cautious where you're putting your money in. So again, activity page on OpenSea website is a great tool for you guys to find untapped NFT collections in its early days. Now let's talk about the final strategy to find untapped NFT collection. Number 4 is to actually go ahead and look for NFT collections on different blockchains. So you should actually be diversifying your NFT purchases into different blockchains. So what I basically mean is that you guys should actually be looking into NFT drops outside of Ethereum blockchain. There are great NFT projects which occur on other blockchains such as Solana, Polygon Matic, or even Tezos. So what I would recommend each and every single one of you is to actually diversify your holdings and not just focus on one blockchain. And the biggest advantage of investing into the NFT collections on these different ecosystems is the fact that NFT prices are fairly low, because these ecosystems are still not as saturated as Ethereum, meaning there's a lot of opportunity for you guys. Well, these were my 4 strategies on how to find NFT collections in its early days. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, make sure to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And finally, comment down below if you have any questions or any topics you would like me to make my future videos on. Subscribe for more such content on personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. Until then, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.